Okay, welcome Leo to your reading for the week of December 23rd. I'm Lynn Walden. So listen, guys, girls, others, everybody, with all due respect to everyone, we are all souls in bodies. That's it. But today you're once again an eagle. So last week you were also an eagle, and I thought, again, am I just making this up? But no, they would not let it go. My guides are very clear on this. I saw you again sitting in your nest. You weren't flying again this time. But you were hunkered down in a way where it was like your talons were dug into the corners of the nest or the rim of the nest. And you were kind of hunkered down because the wind is coming at you. It's like you're being not buffeted really, but it's really coming at you and it's ruffling your feathers. I can see it moving through your feathers. Excuse me. Pardon me, still getting over that bug. And what I'm seeing in this is, and as I'm talking to the guides, what I'm getting is, you're not just hunkering down and hanging on to the rim of the nest so that you won't get thrown out. It's the weight of you holding the nest solid. So I'm feeling that this is, whether the nest is your home or a relationship or a situation within which you are very intimately engaged in some way, emotionally engaged, involved, responsible. I feel as though this is saying the wind is coming, and it's coming at you. Now, I'm not seeing it as a storm. I'm seeing it as a wind. And we know wind can be good. So it's actually aerating your feathers, and that's not a bad thing for a bird. And there's still this sense of difficulty about it for you, however. What I see is there's another bird that is coming in behind you. It's not an eagle, but it's coming in behind you and it's helping to stabilize the nest. It's helping to stabilize the situation. So what I feel with this is there is definitely going to be some kind of help coming through for you. Now, I'm not seeing this as an actual physical bird. So this could very well be spirit coming in to help you stabilize the situation. And that is not something I thought I was going to say. So I think this is what spirit is telling me. But it could be, for some of you, an actual physical human coming in to help you manage the situation, to keep things stable, status quo, or just to take the pressure off in some way so that you can lighten up a little bit and not have to be so engaged in holding things down. There is a real sense of the past coming back, sadness, issues from childhood potentially, but definitely that sense of big emotion. Now, Leos, we know, I love my Leos. They're some of the most wonderfully stable, loyal people you'll ever find. And they also are not always that great at really being in touch with their emotions. They're more inclined to quickly go to anger and walls instead of boundaries. So within that, often what it means is they don't get beyond being angry or insulted to look at some of the deeper things that it's bringing up for them. So what can happen is a lot of stuff can stay in there, even from childhood, where, and it probably started in childhood, where they didn't have the room or the space to really be expressive of their emotions, to be allowed to feel them, to even know what they were. So this becomes a pattern of behavior, which is very easy for a Leo to do because they're strong-minded and they're very able to assert that fiery energy to create a wall very quickly, very easily. Some of the fastest and easiest to do it, actually, of the signs. So when this becomes a habit, however, it can be setting up walls inside for themselves as well so that they don't feel. So it's a continuation of that protection against feeling emotion that as a kid, they didn't have anybody help them manage. So it was a cutoff kind of thing. It's not specific to Leos. It can happen to all of us, but what I'm saying is the nature of a Leo really makes that more likely, and for it to continue as an operating pattern going in. So they can carry and they can hold a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, a lot of regret, sometimes blame, like all those heavy emotions that are really painful to feel. So they kind of lock them away. What can happen is when the winds get too rough, remember wind, it's like, okay, it's moving things, it's heart chakra, it's moving stuff. It can open up a lot of that stuff, and that can be part of what is creating destabilization. What you are being suggested by Spirit to do is to set yourself some kind of structure where you are able to deliberately activate intuition, humor, creativity, the right side of the brain. The back part of your brain, which deals with patterns and systems and looking at things over time, like kind of that, structures, patterns, things like that, that can bring you back into certainly reflecting on the past. And maybe that's exactly what you need to do right now. But it's also being suggested is that you try to lighten some of this energy by deliberately looking for humor that is kind, humor that is the kind of humor that makes you laugh, the kind of humor that can give you a break from whatever the heaviness is, or from this need to hunker down and be strong for everybody, at least for yourself, but I'm suspecting for a bunch of people. So there we go, Leo. I do see help coming in some form, whether it's another human or whether or not it's a spirit. And what I see also is that however this might feel destabilizing, what I feel is ultimately in this, there is freedom inside of you to move forward. And the way I'm doing this, like I realize it's heart. I'm feeling like your heart is going to be able to open and to unload and to really be able to stand back and appreciate the valley that is below you, that is yours, rather than vigilantly being watching it, checking for things. Okay? So I hope that makes sense to you, Leo. I'm going to leave this with you now. And if you like this, appreciate it in any way, a like, thumbs up, subscription, share, any of those would be great for the channel and I'd appreciate it. Whether you do or you don't, I'm back next week and you're welcome to join me. So I hope this helps in some way and I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.